Hello, everybody. Welcome to that was a really bad form punch. I promise you. The ones that I did before, I got better form. You got to put your hips into it. That's what the guy from Somalia told me about a couple of years ago. Don't worry, I wasn't over there in Somalia. I wasn't dealing with the actual situation in Somalia. He was an immigrant. He immigrated over here. Anyways, I digress. Welcome to day 890, 1 out of 10 milestone of eating a sheet of paper a day. I'm going to be perfectly frank with you. Yesterday sucked. And yesterday also made me realize that we might go back to scoring the day. Now, I know I've been explaining the change in the rules a lot, maybe a little too much. So I might just go back and we're just going to pretend the change never happened. So far, yesterday was a 1.3. So let's go, FRI, a straight 1.3 out of 10, right? Actually, you know what? We might layer this. No, I fucked up and just put, it'll be out of order, but you know how to read kind of day of the week abbreviations. Hey, Ian, how are we doing? Monkey type shit and Mesathula. The whole gang's here. At least 2/3 of the gang. All the regulars, man. Welcome back. We apparently the channel rebranding, all of the marketing experts told me that it would fuck up the recognizability, but that's only temporary. You see, give it some time and all the regulars will come by. 1.5. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell. Literally yesterday, you sometimes wake up and your nervous system is just not working the way it's supposed to. My brain was not cooperative. And what sucked is that I had to work. I'm not going to call it a dead end job, but right now it's a stepping stone that I've been stepping on for 4 years. Like I love Pizza Port. I take pride in it. There's a real sense of community there, but you can build communities in many places. And I really do believe that it's really beyond over there. So I'm just noticing. I only noticed this through these streams. I have like a new dimple forming right here. It's interesting. It's not even an acne thing. I think it's just I'm developing character facially. But okay, I'm not going to distract myself. Let's look at the chat. Yesterday was an 8.5 out of 10. Ian the Contrarian, man. That's actually so positive. I have to pin that. We got to recognize when someone has a uncharacteristically good day. Shout out to Ian. Feel free to tell us what happened because I'm quite curious because I was having one of the worst days ever. And we might just score today so far. I mean, it's barely developed. I really made sure to sleep in, which I'm getting better at, by the way. The whole sleeping issue, people are trying to misdiagnose me as having insomnia. I'm not one of those people, man. I've been sleeping better. You see, it's just a state of mind. Insomnia is just a state of mind and a lifestyle choice, all right? I'm out of that shit. Went to Knott's Berry Farm. Yeah, that's a guaranteed good day. How many berries did you eat? Isn't that like a weird... It's got a weird branding thing, Knott's Berry Farm. At least Six Flags, their literal logo is a fucking roller coaster. With Knott's Berry Farm, it seems like, say, you're just visiting the factory where they make cranberry juice or something, but it's a place with roller coasters. I mean, everything is so branding specific and marketing specific. You'd think Knott's Berry Farm would have gone out of business, but... I don't know what they have going on. I'd have to research the way they conduct their business, but I mean, they're still successful despite having a very odd name, logo. I mean, everyone knows, anyone who's mildly familiar knows about the roller coasters. Are the roller coasters unusually good? Because if they were, I think I would have heard about it. I hear about Colossus and Goliath and X2 from Six Flags. Maybe even Space Mountain because of its unique characteristics. I hear nobody harping about Knott's Berry Farm. Maybe admission's extra cheap. Not to like that. Trust me, this is not me raining on your Knott's Berry Farm parade, but I'm just, what is paper? I mean, it was originated as papyrus, I believe, in the 1300s, as something that the Chinese monks could easily write down. And then the Europeans came in. They respectfully paid homage to the Chinese way, made their own papyrus. And I mean, it's just processing the pulp from ground up trees. And of course, more chemicals have gotten involved, like bleach. And that's what we're testing to see the long-term effects of bleach. And by the way, doing some research, they clean, osmosis filtered water with chlorine and bleach about 1 to 2 drops per liter. And doing the calculations, there is bleach in here, but the amount of bleach inside the paper is so negligible that it is the equivalent of drinking about maybe 3/4 to 1 liter of paper. So, I mean, this is basically just a really good day's amount of hydration in the form of filtered water. That's the bleach equivalent. So, might be wrong about that. Wow, lots of questions. Okay, Terry Hall, I think we've seen you before, so I'm not going to give you the first time on stream shout out. Very nice picture, by the way. Is that your high school photo? Respect, congrats on graduating, hopefully. Today is prom too. Really, I forgot you guys have school. This is what happens when you get out of school. I'm just like on a whole other planet. I forget that you kids have lives. Um, I have so much going on. Yeah, just buy a suit. Just buy a suit and don't act chronically awkward. And you have prom down in the fucking bag. He's a musician. Terry Halsey, why are you referring to yourself in the third person? Just be chill, man. You're a musician. Take pride in that. Can I take estrogen pills with the paper? Yeah, we tried. I'm trying to keep my third ball. I was born with a third testicle. It's a genetic deformity, but I don't consider it a bug. I consider it a feature. And why would I push down this one unique thing about myself by taking estrogen pills? If I take estrogen pills long enough, over a 3.5 year period, it can basically cause one of my testicles to rot off. 3.5 years per testicle. I don't want to go down that road, man. I know many people in this modern day and age try to do stuff like that, but drugs are not cool because you're a fool. I'm working on spitting rhymes in the moment. It's working for my job. Hopefully it works for the stream. I'm not Terry Hall. He's dead. Well, congrats on hacking into his account, I guess. I mean, a lot of scams and stolen identities. It's becoming popular in this day and age. So, I mean, we got to just accept it as the new norm. Okay, we really have to fucking catch up with chat. Earlier, I've caught a stream. This is great. You can watch the entire sheet disintegrate by my hand, by my mouth. Okay. What even is Knott's Berry? Maybe it's a local thing. I know people all over the world know about Six Flags. Knott's Berry Farm is a very local thing. It's like Raising Cane's. I fucked that up. This piece is too big. I got to try this again. This is going to be painful. Get ready, okay? Because I think I've really put myself in a hole here. Hold on. God. Okay, let's chill. Ah, that hurt. Yeah, my gut, my what is it? My stomach is definitely having some reaction to the dinner I had yesterday. Which I wanted a whole caniac combo, man. I was hungry. But excuse me. Also, still recovering from this little long-term sickness. So let this be a lesson to any wannabe paper eaters, which I feel like what you just watched probably dissuaded all of you from doing that. But be careful, small pieces. I'm being impatient out here because I got to go to work pretty soon. Schedule's too tight. Fuck this whole job thing. I know someone, because I do these promos on Instagram and all my coworkers follow me on Instagram. So if any of my coworkers are watching, don't take it personally. It's just I've been at your place for literally almost half a decade. Half a decade of being stuck in this, which is really cool. And the reason I've stayed there is because there's lots of cool people in the community. But come on, man. I got to move on. We're working on some new stuff, new projects. And plus, I have a very supportive household, and they're willing to be a bit of a safety net and keep my complacent ass nice and pampered, which is great. But I also really like, putting the work in so that, the benefits I get feel earned. I'm kind of one of those guys. Rodon enthusiast. It's been a while since we've seen all of you, dude. This is the greatest crossover episode ever. We're getting the new viewers mixed in with the old viewers. The clash of old perspectives and new perspectives. You guys debate Brexit, okay? This is a great mingling of the minds is what I'm saying. My feet are above my head. Great start, Rodon. I really missed those epic one-liners. Speaking of one-liners, I miss, God damn it, man. What's his name? It's the one-liner guy. He's the guy with the book of quotes. He has the purple profile picture. God damn it. Imagine being employed. I know, right? My heart's breaking just thinking about it. I'm kind of tired of it. It's overrated. Being an alpha male and responsible adult for the birds. I was having this conversation when we were doing the debate cool down where I was like, should anyone take shame in being a mama's boy or a daddy's boy or be, as long as you know the basics on how to be independent, it's like there are unlimited, infinite opportunities out there in the world to be an independent person. But having parents that love you, that's really in short supply for each person. Because once your parents are gone or dead or exiled, gone into Guantanamo Bay, etc., you're not getting them back, Once something is gone, it ain't coming back. So I say there's no shame in like, inevitably people are going to have to learn to be independent. Everyone's going to have to do that. And trust me, in many ways, most ways, there's a couple ways in which I definitely am still under the umbrella, which I'll take pride in, kind of, or I'll own up to it more accurately, right? I'll say that, right? But inevitably, we're all going to have to fend for ourselves. So why not enjoy the what the fuck is this? I just wet down and factory reset my hair. It's a very odd looking little strand of hair right there. But yeah, I think just we can all appreciate and don't and if I think if you're rushing to separate yourself from your parents, which is what my younger sister's trying to do right now, which is cool. I'm sure there is a certain amount of pride or dignity, or if you're just sick of the household, that's fine. Not saying she's wrong for that. But there's just so many people, so many youth these days that are just in such a rush to leave the household. And all I'm saying is like you'll have plenty of opportunities throughout the rest of your life forever to be independent. And trust me, you'll get tired of it really fucking quickly. I think most people who are independent, especially those who rushed to leave the household, I've talked to a lot of people. Obviously, not every perspective is the same, but I've heard many people say, I really wish I appreciated, just being nurtured. Being nurtured is a luxury. There are so many people who are nurtured and don't appreciate it. Trust me, 20 years of being raised, 70 more years afterwards for the rest of your life being independent, you'll want to go back. Trust me, And again, I'm just saying this as a 20-year-old guy who can't buy a house. Okay, Mr. Shit, you purchase a house. You do a Zillow stream, and I'll see if you can purchase a house too. Tell me your parental relationships. But no, I can't buy a house. To be honest, my parents can't really buy a house either. We're struggling to pay for this one. It's a very nice house, by the way. But part of why I really want to work a job is because I send them bi-monthly payments. By bi-monthly, I don't know how that phrase works. It might be once every 2 months. What I mean to say is twice a month I pay them to kind of help them out with, for one of their car payments, helping finance my car, but I send them extra so that we can help them out with the mortgage. My support is very negligible. I don't make that much. I'm not a six-figure kind of guy. I'm more of like a four-figure on a very, very, very lucky month kind of guy. So, but I will say I do financially support them a little bit because no one out here in Southern California can buy a fucking house. Nobody. So it's a non-unique argument. That's true. Yeah, send that to my mom. My mom's phone number is 858-216-5646. She's sleeping right now, but if you text her, I'm sure she'll respond. So if you want to send that to her, that's her number. Just move out of Cali. I know, right? We've already invested so much money in our house. It'd be a genius move to leave now. Dude, I got to get you. I got to hire you. I got to hire you for $50 an hour for advice on how to move. I mean, honestly, I have no problem with living elsewhere, but it's really up to my parents. And, they're stuck in their ways. So I can certainly support their decisions now, but asking them to make a different decision, it's like, oh, if you don't want to do it, then why don't you move out? I'm like, sure, I could, but then I wouldn't be able to exploit the resource of the exchange of love for free ceiling to live under, or free roof, Invest in Tesla. That's a great way to immediately lose our house within 3 months. No offense to nobody, who does that type of stuff. I like this one. I accidentally almost clicked the report button, but no, let's pin that instead. I don't know why that was so funny to me. I like that. It's honesty like that makes Monkey Type Shit like one of the most valued viewers, which is why when you didn't show up for streams, because I rebranded the whole channel, and also my timing for this stream became very sporadic. I know we're tough men, and I know we're not supposed to show emotion, but I felt a little sad. I felt a little torn up about it. No, it's not because of that. No, of course, I'm just making assumptions, but I'm sure you had stuff going on in your life. Like, what's wrong? No. What was wrong? Oh, did you look at my score? Yesterday. Oh shit, I didn't score my day today. Today is, significantly better. But again, today hasn't fully happened yet. So again, we're kind of spreading it out both ways. So we're doing yesterday and today. Like whatever, it doesn't even matter. I should put in parentheses today, but we all know what fucking day it is. But yeah. Today we're doing better, but again, the day, like the real pivotal part of the day, which is this damn work shift, has not happened yet. So if it gets lower, I am happy to announce that it's better than it will be soon. Country's time changed like the street. Oh, Well, that's fucked up. What country are you from again? You said Skull, so I'll assume you're from Sweden. Have you watched the movie Midsummer? Your culture is fascinating. I hope you guys have good luck with your next great grandparents' human sacrifice or whatever you guys do over there. Didn't you say, okay, it might be a joke. I mean, some people are private on the internet, but you may or may not have already told me where your country is, like your actual place of residence. I'm legit interested. I mean, we interact so often, Mr. Shit. Like, we have to kind of. I know you followed me on like a complete random burner account, so you got some privacy rules. I get that. I'm not telling you to break any confidentiality laws. If you're here hired by the government and, you signed an NDA or something like that, it's fine. You can just make something up. Where are you from? I'm actually curious. Now it's time I ask you the questions. I mean, like, I personally have like zero boundaries. I'm very in public with everything, probably to a fault. Like, I'm sure when I'm in my 30s and 40s, if anybody, wants to say make me look bad, they'll just clip some shit from here out of context. But just know I'm prepared. I'm prepared to look at the whole stream, even though I come back and I even did a test where I asked Siri to randomize or name a random number between 1 and 700, blah blah blah, whatever number of the stream we were on at the moment, and I just watched a random one. I didn't remember a single word I said. Nothing. Like, when I was talking, it's literally just an absolute blur, shit in the wind, stream of consciousness. Like, this is, to me, what I say on these streams is so disposable. I remember none of it. So as far as I'm concerned, I could have said every single possibility, every single possible dialogue option in past streams. So of course there's a high possibility I was like probably high or drunk on a stream and said some wacky shit, but I know who I am. I know I'm a totally cool normal guy. So, I'll plead my case if anybody digs anything up, because I know there'll be context. There'll be context, and unlike many people who some random thing, like, it's not even that bad of a clip, but then they go, "Oh, I'm so sorry, that was fucked up." I'm like, was it really though? Like, are you willing to actually be honest? Like, don't apologize if you don't mean it. 6.2 out of 10. Cheers to that, and welcome back to the stream, Myra. McBurgerness flaunting his employment. Lucky you, huh? Lucky you. My country. Yeah, you're actually reminding me that I have to go to work soon. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still streaming right now. Excuse me. All right, we got this much left. Come on. This is a really bad piece. Like, who knows what this, like, what is this going to do to my insides? I guess we'll find out the hard way. Monkey type shit appears to be introverted about his national country. Come on, take pride in your heritage. I'm going to guess Iceland. You kind of have an Iceland attitude. Cheers to that, and thank you. Yeah, it's been a while. Is there anything I'm missing here in chat? Okay, cool. Easter Europe, my favorite type of Europe, as opposed to Halloween Europe. Eastern, I know. Yeah, no, I mean, I think, I don't know. I've never really captured a general idea of European attitudes. I mean, Europe is a lot. I mean, that's many different places. Could be Italy, could be France, could be other shit that I don't know. I'm not a geography expert, but man, it's really interesting. I don't know. I shouldn't consider this weird because I've been doing this for a while, but to this day, I still find it quite flooring that there are people in complete random countries who never would ever fucking know who I am ever. And now I know who they are and they know who I am. And they're engaging in the streams regularly and seemingly giving at least 1/4 of a shit about it. Like, I don't know, that warms my heart. Sorry if sentimentality isn't your thing, but it still gets me to this day. Still reminds me of the classic Johnny Cook from years ago. He probably died of cancer or something like that, but he used to be, and I was just surprised at the demographic that he fit into. He was like this 50-something-year-old guy, had a wife and 2 kids, would literally gather his family. He was an accomplished family man. I believe he was a computer programmer, and he fucking would join the stream, and he would get his wife and 2 kids, 2 daughters, to watch the stream, which is really strange. I feel like I'm not a children's entertainment, but I don't know. Maybe he's teaching them about the ways of the political facets of the world through me. His kids are going to grow up to be 2 fucked up individuals if I'm their main source of entertainment. Just try Blue's Clues instead. But whatever. Not that I'm to criticize for the extra traction, and of course the heartwarming engagement. I always love bringing Johnny Cook up. I'm sure some of you have heard that one before, but that just shocks me, especially because he was unusually public about who he was. So, I'm sure there are more cases like that in my streams. I just never heard about them. Aw. Thank you, monkey. I appreciate that, And just know, me too. Feelings mutual. That was fucking that was quite literally the Elon thing. Here, I should do it more explicitly. My heart goes out to you. You nailed it, Brian. Great. I swear to you, man, that was totally on purpose. That was a parody of a political event. I'm at the crux of my exam season. You clip them in. You now know what to do. Great. You remember when we were just talking about out of context clipping? Ugh. Yeah, no, no, no. Don't apologize for living in Britain. Shit in Britain's crazy. You guys live under a monarchy. So, I mean, like, listen, I live in my parents' house. I get to fucking, I get lots of liberties and luxuries. All right. I'm a little coddled mama's boy. So and I admit it, and it's okay. I'm gonna try and be the best, most independent man I can, but I can't avoid my complacency. So I'm free to do these streams as much as I want. I got free afternoons with the exception of this afternoon because I got to get to work like right now. But like seriously, I think it's totally okay. Leave, come back. There is no obligation. But when you're here, just know, have no fear. And if you leave, just know, come back on Christmas Eve. I live with my family till I die because I'm Chinese. Even if you move halfway across the globe with Chinese families, like their spirits haunt you. Or it's like, oh, you are so ugly. You are not accomplishing. They always call you like, have you accomplished today? Are you making money? They really highlight accomplishment a little too much. Chinese families need to fucking chill out. I'm only saying this because yes, my family is half Chinese, so I get it. I mean, is it not a stereotype acknowledged by every single person on earth that they over prioritize achievement? We wanted you to be a doctor. I'm glad the England distaste is understandable. Yes, yes. I mean, again, take pride in your heritage. I think tea is delicious, but at the same time, the way you describe British high school, it makes me feel a little better about my fucking high school experience, which wasn't good, but at the very least, I had the YouTube channel. I mean, this channel and the main channel started off when I was in high school, and people would circulate my videos around. I mean, the condom review that most people found my channel from, that shit cycled around, and I was just known as the funny condom reviewing guy. And it was cool, And for one, like, I'm not very socially privy either. Believe it or not, I'm a little socially strange. I'm not sure if you can tell by the name of this series and all the shit that I do, but I'm very extroverted. I love interacting with people, but I'm very bad at it. I can't read people, so I'm always just kind of in the dark, so I just kind of have to make wild guesses. People have said that I'm a little socially uncanny, and due to that, I'm just always making shots in the dark. Sometimes, I guess to some people, it makes me appear epic, but in many other ways, to many people, I was just a fucking weirdo saying random shit to random people. A lot of people didn't like me, and also because of the political aspect of my YouTube channel. There was that too, but I'd like to think it was less that, and like I don't want to blame it on they just hated me because they thought I was right wing or whatever. It's because I was just a weird guy, and that's okay. But still kind of am. But like, excuse me. But I am nerd. I understand my swag. Thank you, calling it swag. I appreciate it. My diagnosis, like a little chain I wear around my neck. I get bitches with that autism. But any exciting plans for today? Yeah, I'm working for money, which is doesn't that makes me jubilant thinking about it. Thank you, Eric, with the E profile picture. I know it's the default Google thing. It's just funny every time I see it. It's only funny to me. The default profile pictures are really funny. England isn't even my heritage. Oh yeah, right. You said that you were from other like your actual there's place of residence and where you grew up and where you learned your accent from, and then there's actual like your DNA, right? Yeah, there's just a bunch of autistic people in here, which is interesting because over the year, I mean, this is not like got diagnosed at the end of high school. Like I've had this diagnosis since I was in first or second grade, and I know I'm talking about it openly, but fair warn, I barely ever. In fact, I think this is one of maybe 2 or 3 times out of the hundreds of paper reading streams I've ever done where I talk about everything that I've brought this up. Because generally speaking, unless it's absolutely relevant, I prefer to not bring the autism up because in the autism community, tons of people use it as a bingo card to get free shit. It's an identity politics nightmare. And so much of politics is identity politics. I'm this, therefore you're this or that's that. How well do I do at job interviews? So far, I mean, I remember I did 3 and all 3 went quite well. I mean, I got hired from all 3 of them. technically I'm doing a job interview for this weird little city council gig I'm going to do, which is going to be very profitable. And they want to bring me in and interview me. It's like we're playing music. We ain't even talking. So should I bring my kit in? Do you want me to bring my instrument? Is that what the interview is going to be? Is it an audition or is it an interview? It's weird. But yeah, I know people like over prepare for job interviews. It's same way how people over prepare for, say, public speaking. Whenever I publicly speak at Toastmasters, the less you prepare, the better. Have a couple bullet points, go off the fly. I approach public speaking like how, say, the best, least rambly bits of this stream go. When I have a bottom line in my head, think of the bottom line first. Your brain will already create the 2 or 3 steps in order to get there. Bada bing, bada bang, you got it. But yeah, anyways, in first grade, I got the diagnosis, and I mean, Ian is familiar with this because he did an entire documentary, like at least somewhat about this. But, excuse me, but throughout all of my time being in special education classes, seeing so many different types of people, I've been in very sterilized, domesticated special education classrooms, like in Sauna Ranch. And then in middle school, I was in this fucking wacko ass actual psych ward, like Arkham Asylum level, insane fucking dysfunctional special ed classroom at Degano. And I know that if anybody from there's watching this will be like, no, it wasn't that bad. Shut the fuck up. Don't deny it. It was insane. There would be chairs being thrown at people. We literally hired an ex-cop mainly because one of the students there, Jordan, was so violent. He would attack random students, and none of the teachers could wrestle him down because he had an actual growth hormone deficiency. And so we had to hire this like 6'8" fucking gigantic bald guy to literally wrestle him to the ground because none of the grown men could wrestle this violent schizo motherfucker down. And I remember that special ed classroom was our safe haven. I would eat my gummy worms and watch Jacksepticeye in that room. And we were just kicked out like every other time because Jordan would have a violent fit and he'd be throwing shit at people. And yes, I have gotten into violent conflicts with the man, and he sucks. He's an actual stereotypical ding dong in personality. Like he's the typical, like, he doesn't know how to do math, prioritizes sports, He's like small nose, the type of guy to point across you from the playground and point out some random inadequate facial feature or something like that, right? Like, I mean, it was bananas. And anyways, I met many different people of many different walks of life, and you meet some crazy characters on each end of the spectrum. And I have some very, very controversial opinions about autism. I believe that it's a helpful label, especially for the purposes certain people use, but I think certain amounts of autistic pride go a little too far. For one, if you look at certain autism advocacy groups, especially people within those groups, I don't like the slurification of certain words they say. And let me explain what I mean by when I say that. Like, the word neurotypical, just because it isn't explicitly a slur or it's not on the ADL website, doesn't mean it can't be used as a slur. And I'm seeing people make the insinuation that because they are neurodivergent, anyone who is neurotypical is instantly of less worth or artistic merit to their local community because they don't have it. It's like, okay, I got my diagnosis written in fancy cursive on a piece of paper by a PhD. Therefore, you neurotypical people don't understand. And this is the exact same type of shit when the segregationists in the 60s were like, listen, you blackies haven't lived like us. You aren't in government positions. You don't understand. Where it's like, okay, you can make the claim that brains are built different, which they are, but this is talking about worth and ability to weigh in, which anyone, regardless of how their skull is shaped, can do. So, I mean, it's this weird insinuation that, like, okay, autism equals genius, which is a stereotype that a lot of the community tries to destroy. But then there's also this weird, like, I'm more special and interesting because I have autism, which again, is not true. Some of the most boring people I know are autistic, and some of the most entertaining people I know are not. So I don't know, can't believe he said that about black people. Exactly. I am just like the segregationists from the 60s. There's a really interesting clip from the Dick Cavett show, right? I'm sure some of you have seen it. It's quite viral. It's when motherfucker, what is his name? It's a really famous pro-segregationist who debated a civil rights activist, and the conversation is illuminating in nature. And his points are quite bogus, but I can understand just what the perspective he's going from and how eerily similar it is to certain radical perspectives today. Dick Cavett. Yeah, it's this one. Yes, Lester Maddox, and he looks exactly how you would expect. What the hell? You blacks are getting in everywhere. Yeah, it's crazy. But my film teacher thought I was making fun of your if you think you're doing that, I mean, what the hell am I doing to my own supposed disability? What did he say? Your film teacher thought you were making I don't think you made fun of it enough. You're playing Lightfoot with me. I don't understand that. It's weird. Again, you're at high tech high, so I'm sure the teachers there have certain opinions. Yeah, whatever. But what does neurodivergente mean? I don't know. It seems like a French word to me. I wouldn't get it. We'd have to Google that or DuckDuckGo search that. I'm not at high tech. Oh fuck, that's Caden. Never mind. You're at some other school. You're in Southern California. Southern California as a whole has a bunch of teachers like that. You know, my parents don't fuck with charter schools. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Sorry. I don't want to put you into that cursed group of people. Sorry about that. But I mean, yeah, if I were to explain my entire position on what it does, I mean, we'd be here forever. But in summation, the specificity to which people think autism exists, I think it's a huge misunderstanding because I mean, I do think that it's psychologists being lazy and just trying to group one big umbrella label over many different conditions and symptoms. However, there is an objective pattern to it, right? People have never seen this. Fortunately, this hasn't been captured on video, but when I was in elementary school, this would happen every other day. But whenever lights would get too bright or noises would be too noisy, my brain would go into the state where my brain would just turn off. I would go into the state of literal mental paralysis. And if it might seem like I'm just sitting there, you know, with like a blank expression on my face, but people who know me well know that when I'm going through that overload period, it's actual agony. Like it's actually so insanely bad and stressful. I don't want to use the T word, but it's traumatizing. It's like my brain is on. It's like, you know, when people describe being on their period, right? It might seem inconceivable that there might be pain because you're not seeing any external pain, but it's really happening. There's a lot of internal damage happening, and that's just the way my brain's built. It's been a thing. It used to be very severe when I was in elementary school. I was like a non-functional person, and I'm really proud of how I've been able to, without the help of any OT therapist or people coddling me. It's like, oh, you have this diagnosis. Oh, here, let us give you free shit. It's like, no, I want to make all the decisions and acquire by myself all the privileges that I can feasibly get that a normal person without this shit can feasibly get. I don't want to get free rides to anywhere. I don't want people to coddle me and lift me up just because I have this thing, you know, within the realm of feasibility. And that's when things get weird because then there are moments when I realize, shit, I am pushing myself too far. I am pushing myself too far because, you know, there are just certain things that I just still can't do, and I'm still learning, you know. I hope to maintain the positive things that make myself unique, I guess. I mean, I guess the internet stuff is a way to do that. But man, yesterday was rough because for the first time in months, I had a complete sensory overload thing, and it's weird. I like, you know, it's interesting because I don't think of it as trauma, but it's weird because I realized when I was out of it, I was completely, I wasn't even physically exerting myself because I couldn't because my brain wasn't working. But my eyes were watering up. I was just stressed. It was really bad. And you can see in the previous paper reading thing, like that was during closing, so that was after the worst of it was over. But you can see that I'm not happy. You can see I'm not happy in that previous pre-recorded. That was after the overload was over. Like I don't even think I would cognitively be capable of filming a video, like pressing the record button. But I was not happy in my last pre-recorded. You can tell I look fucked up. So, do I happen to have certain tactile sensitivities? Oh yeah, hold on. Let me answer the previous question first. He turned it off when you started explaining the walking. I thought it was he thought I was exploiting you. He's retarded. He's a retarded individual. Not to use a mean word or nothing, but that I answered. I willingly went into the description. It's not exploitation. That's so stupid. That's like an actual Twitter level accusation. It is in no way. I've watched that documentary. It is so not exploitative. I don't know what the fuck your teacher was on about. Did you defend your honor or did you just go, okay, sure, whatever? Mm. Beautiful. This is a detail I've never talked about publicly, but I don't even care anymore. Like, fuck it. I'm already talking about the one thing I avoid talking about. So the seal has been broken. The milk is about to get rotten. So if we're talking tactile, there's literally on my Instagram, I can bring this up. I have photos and I still have files upstairs of all my diagnosis papers dating back to when I was in like kindergarten to first grade. But since I was very little, people noticed that I did have extreme tactile issues. I have a thing with my feet. My feet have like, apparently the nerve endings of my feet are like really, really sensitive. And this is a thing that you guys don't know. And even you, Ian, you've been here, but yeah, if I don't think anyone on the internet has seen my feet. And people think it's for horny reasons or whatever, or like privacy reasons. It's not because of any of that. It's because I always have to wear socks because if the cold air is exposed to my feet, like I can't, it actually puts me in an insane state. So whenever I change socks, it has to be really quick. Even doing that, that's a notification. Like it has to be quick like that. If you see, I have a lot of videos on the internet over the years. I always have either, if you don't see me with shoes on, you always see like socks or some form of sock on, right? I'm always wearing socks. So in case you're like an example of the tactile thing, there you go. So I think that's one, like ever since I was very, very little, like from the moment people were noticing stuff about me, about the diagnosis, like even before then, like even in preschool, like I remember when I had to change, like I would start crying, like preschool me would start crying when we had to do the sock changing thing. And even over the years, like even the changing part had to be really quick, which is a really like bizarre detail about me and something that's really weird. And I know because it's the fucking internet, a lot of people are going to take that detail and be really weird about it, like you, monkey type shit. But like, that's just a fact about me. And, it's like, that's the way it is. And it is a tactile sensitivity thing. And we have a whole system. I have waterproof socks for showering. Yes. And I know how to clean myself. I know how to clean all of my body from head to toe. And we get the soap, we it runs down the legs, it's a whole thing. We spent a lot of trial and error. I even had my Dr. Rathbun in on this. Dr. Rathbun's known me for a long time. He's the guy who consults me about the health effects of eating paper. So I brought his name up, and we've gone over this. It's been a serious issue. And I know because I have what's called Asperger's, and I do believe that that's a very important label. It's called high functioning autism. People often don't know that I have it. They just think I'm like a weirdo or an attention whore or something, which of course is true. But like when people learn about this stuff, they're mildly surprised. Like, I didn't know you were that fucked up. I didn't realize you had these sensory overload things and that you have tactile issues with your feet. You put on waterproof socks. Yes, I do. Thank you, Ian. I'm glad you were asking that question. Yeah, it's a surprising detail. I remember I've told Dom about this, Dave, Randy, close friends of mine. And whenever I tell people about this, they're like, wow, that's really bizarre. You're a lot more bizarre than I thought. I'm like, yeah, you think? This is, it's a thing that's been a reality of my life for a very fucking long time. And it's okay. It's fine. It's an inconvenience. I really wish that like just the way my nerve endings and my nervous system reacts to certain stimuli, I wish I could live a life more convenient where socks being on aren't like a necessity, a 24-hour a day necessity, but it is what it is. And so, it's something that, at this point in my life, I really have my protocol down, it's part of my routine. So it's not a real big inconvenience, but it is a bizarre detail. And it is interesting to tell it to people. I think this is the first time I've told this to more than like one person at a time while in the passenger seat of a car, so there you go. That's a crazy lore drop. Chinese symbol. Rex says completely unrelated, but I think you're a very good drummer. Well, thank you. I'm not a jazz musician, but I'll listen to it and rip it from lol E. I don't know what lol E is, but yeah. Would it be easier in warmer climates? Which is interesting. When we were in Southern California, and there, it's very warm. We have the thermostat in here to different warm temperatures. We never experimented with it, even in warm temperatures, like just the changing part. I think it's also the pressure of the socks, I assume. But it's like this weird perception of an extremely cold reaction, and then my brain starts freaking out. Like sock comes off, my brain starts freaking out within a couple seconds, which is why when we change the socks, it has to be real quick like that. And of course, my process of learning how to do that has had so many ridiculous hiccups. It's been very painful, but if it's a lifelong thing, I've learned how to, get the fuck over it like a real man. And you don't need to apologize for asking questions, Ian. I totally get it. It's fine. But yeah, it is a source of a lot of hardship, if I wanted to use that word. But yeah, thank you. This is a lot of chat here. This is great. I tried to stand my ground and have him play it, but he refused. He's so lame. Whoever this guy is, I don't know who your film teacher is. What films did he allow to be played? I bet ones that were fucking non-problematic and inclusive to ethnic people. God damn it. Look how mom like that. And thanks for the compliment on the jazz drumming stuff. Yeah, that means that you probably know me from the fucking Instagram. Unless, oh no, I've been publishing shorts of me playing. So, okay, there we go. Okay, well, this is the last piece. Great lore drop. Now you know stupid, bizarre details about my life. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching day, what is it? 890 of eating a sheet of paper a day. I'll see you tomorrow. That'll be day 891. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. And until next time. This is goodbye. Mr. Glitch. That's a funny name. Hold on. One more thing. Before I leave, just to give you guys an example. See if I can find a picture.
I think I might take a nap here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go to Trader Joe's to see if I can get apples and carrots.
I'm not sure. Yeah, some of you guys are left. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, this is us on the beach. It's my younger sister. That's my father. Look at him. He looks so beautiful. And there am I. Notice the little water socks right there. So that's how it is. That's the lore drop right there. This picture is very blurry. I don't know. It's like, but there they are. But that's it. That is a little picture. Additional lore. My dad looks so funny in that picture. All right. And until next time, this is goodbye. All right. Salute. See you around and stream. See you tomorrow.